Madden is a wonderful game franchise. It's been going on for years, and usually, it does a pretty good job of representing the players. But not all the time.
That'd be like Baby Chris, though. If he had a son, that's how his son would look.
It look like an alien. What the?
Just like Chris. That's a good one.
For many football fans out there, playing the Madden video game franchise was, and well, still is, a time-honored tradition. It was one of the first sports video games to really explode during the modern gaming era, and it's still hugely popular. But as awesome as the game is, that doesn't mean that the designers got everything right, including some of the players' avatars. Graphics and accuracy have both improved over the years, but even Madden 22 isn't perfect. So today we take a look at 10 NFL players who look nothing like themselves in Madden 22. There's a lot of hype building around the Cincinnati Bengals rookie wide receiver Jamar Chase after Cincy elected to take him with the 5th overall pick out of LSU during the 2021 NFL Draft. People are eager to see him reunite with his former college teammate Joe Burrow and hopefully do some serious damage at the NFL level. But unfortunately, the good people over at Madden must have missed the memo that Jamar Chase is supposed to be one of the most impactful rookies in 2021. In fact, I'm not so sure they've even ever seen the young wide receiver before. I mean, come on, look at this avatar they whipped up for him. This doesn't even look remotely like Jamar Chase. I'll be honest with you, I haven't kept up to date with Chase's hairstyle, but as far as I know, I don't think he's gotten any haircuts recently. So I'm not sure where his hair went and why they made him rock a military-style buzz cut in the game. Not to mention the fact they gave him this sort of blue steel expression like he's about to forego the upcoming NFL season to run off with Zoolander and company. All in all, simply a bizarre representation of the former LSU wideout. Speaking of exciting young playmakers, check out what they did to the former Clemson Tiger, Travis Etienne Jr. Alright, let's be honest, this avatar does not resemble Etienne in the slightest bit. It's almost like the game designers were on a mission to create a version of the now Jacksonville Jaguars running back that looked nothing like him. They gave him a skull cap or do-rag type of deal with braids coming out the back of it. Again, I'll be honest, I haven't been monitoring his hairdo too closely, but last I checked, when he and Trevor Lawrence were doing their post-draft press together, he had a pretty clean-cut look. And honestly, a fairly different shape to his face, compared to the rectangular-looking one they used for his character in the game. Maybe next year they should send a representative to the NFL Rookie Symposium, who can take notes on what the league's future stars look like in person, so they don't screw up next year's class too. Because the fact of the matter is that there were a number of exciting young rookies who had their appearances completely botched by the EA Sports employees who were tasked with designing the player's avatar for this year's Madden game. It isn't just Etienne and Jamar Chase either. You would not believe how bad they screwed up the look for Payton Turner, Quitty Pay, and Trey Lance. Let's start out with the first guy I mentioned here, Payton Turner, the defensive end that the New Orleans Saints selected at the end of the first round with the 28th pick. While he was in college at the University of Houston, he was not only well known for his physical prowess on the D-line, but also for having a nice head of hair, and usually a neat little mustache and goatee to boot. But in this year's Madden, he's face bald and is rocking a crew cut. Also, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that they essentially changed his face entirely. Seriously. He's dead behind the eyes, a nervous face, and a ghostly hue to him. This imposter Payton Turner could not look anything less like the real deal. Madden really dropped the ball on this one. Just like it did for Quitty Pay, who might have the biggest grievance with Madden of anyone on this list. They took a completely normal-looking guy in Pay and turned him into a complete monster. They gave him this deranged, perplexed look on his face, like he was seeing electricity for the first time. They practically made him cross-eyed. I just don't get how a multi-million-dollar sports video game company could create something so off-base. EA Sports has every resource available to them under the sun, yet for some reason, Quitty Pay's face looks lumpy, like he was made out of Play-Doh. Simply horrific, if I'm Quitty Pay, I am having my agent contact the good folks at EA immediately and either demanding an update or pressing charges. Even Trey Lance, one of the highest profile rookies in the NFL this season, couldn't get any respect from Madden this year. Look at the difference between Trey Lance in real life and the mock-up Madden did. That is insane. Unless I missed the part where the 49ers' third overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft somehow aged 25 years over the course of a few measly months, I have a hard time believing that anyone involved in making this ever laid their eyes on Trey Lance. His avatar legitimately looks like he's 45, and not anything like him. It is yet another terrifying rendition. So much so that it barely even deserves to be considered a rendition of Trey Lance. It wasn't just the rookies that got screwed over by Madden game designers this year either. We actually saw some seasoned vets that found themselves on the wrong side of the design team. Take a guy like Coop Cup, for example. He's been in the league for, what, like 5 years? And he plays in the NFL's biggest television market, Los Angeles. It's not like Coop Cup being in this year's Madden should have caught anyone off guard. So, with that being said, how can you take this face and turn it into this? I mean, seriously, that is heinous. Coop Cup practically has bleach blonde hair and an all-American smile. Not to mention that he's been featured with a blondish beard most of the time as well. Yet, here he is, looking like something created in Dr. Frankenstein's lab. He has an awful lineup with black hair and a greasy neckbeard. This guy couldn't even slot in as Coop Cup's stunt double. Honestly, this one is so bad, I actually think that someone at EA has it out for Coop Cup. This had to be an act of war. Moving on from Coop Cup and whatever blood he may or may not have on his hands, Darren Waller, who plays tight end for the Las Vegas Raiders and has proven to be just about as explosive as anyone on a given night, had his avatar absolutely butchered. I mean, it is madness. Darren Waller looks nothing like that. In real life, he has a warm expression with a big old smile and, well, a normally shaped face. Something that his Madden character is clearly lacking in a big way. It honestly looks more like he's a professional beekeeper, and a bad one at that, who got his entire face stung up. That is the only way to explain why his facial features are all so damn puffy. And for some reason, they made his mouth slanted too, like he's Sylvester Stallone. The whole thing is bizarre. Again, staying out west, Los Angeles Chargers running back Austin Ekeler got it pretty badly as well. Poor Austin came out looking like Dual Hill's twin brother. The store brand version at least. I mean, this is an egregious mistake to be honest. This looks nothing like Austin Ekeler in real life, and he knows it too. He even took to Instagram to let the people at EA know that he'd like to have a word with them. That's when you know it's bad. Austin Ekeler is a pretty busy guy, getting ready for the upcoming NFL season and the various business ventures that he has going on. His Madden avatar has to truly turn out horrifically for him to take notice, let alone publicly air out his complaints. In fact, the design was so poorly done that even the Chargers media team decided to get involved and make some lemonade out of the whole fiasco by filming Ekeler's teammates' reactions to his face scan.
Come on now. That's Ekeler.
Oh my God, that has to be the worst one.
There's no way. This is in the new Madden?
That's Chris Harris Jr.
That's not even Ed. That looks like his running back coach.
Kind of looks like Dwayne The Rock Johnson there.
I don't know who is that?
That's really Ek?
Yeah, they went baby Madden. They didn't even scan Ek in the game at all.
Man, you have to think that all things considered, he still would have rather had a face scan that was actually semi-respectable at the bare minimum. Not too dissimilarly, we saw the face scan that Madden dropped for San Francisco 49ers linebacker Fred Warner, and man, the disrespect. All this man did was earn his first trip to the Pro Bowl and a first-team All-Pro selection in 2020, yet Madden is acting like he's some scrub by giving him an avatar that looks like he sat down for a month straight of Thanksgiving dinners before the photo shoot. Seriously, those are chipmunk cheeks if I've ever seen them. Look at the real Fred, smiling ear to ear, celebrating a lucrative contract extension with the 49ers. Pretty high cheekbones, a nice well-shaped beard, quite a contrast from the character character that Madden created. That guy looks more like he's been spending his time suffering through a severe case of the mumps rather than sacking quarterbacks. Hard to believe that the game designers could have put this into the game without at least a hint of malice. In fact, I'm starting to think that Fred Warner may be involved in whatever heinous offense Cooper Cup was, because this has to be a personal attack on old Fred as well. And finally, Chicago Bears wide receiver Darnell Mooney. And boy oh boy, do we have a doozy for you with this one. Keep in mind, this is a 23-year-old kid we're talking about here. Darnell Mooney is not some seasoned veteran with bags under his eyes and a look that screams he's seen some shit. Nope, Mooney is only heading into his second season in the NFL and by all accounts has a bright future ahead of him. And when you look at him in real life, well, he looks just like that, a 23-year-old with a bright future, not some weathered old man. Come on, Madden, be better. But which NFL player do you think Madden did the dirtiest this year? Join us in the comments section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.